Do you think that Amy Klobochar should have a challenger?
I think that anybody who wakes up and believes that running for governor and serving as our governor would improve the lives of Minnesotans in a way that is uniquely impactful from their ability, they should run for governor.
The question I'm trying to get at, though, is like, is it a better process if there are multiple viable candidates running against each other? Right now we have Peggy Flanagan and Angie Craig running against each other for the Senate, for example.
Well, I think
does that make for a better candidate?
The process itself, so you ask process. My job as chair of the DFL is to make sure that the process is fair and open to candidates, which we're committed to doing. And that process will operate fair and open to candidates, whether Amy Klobochar runs herself or if Amy Klobochar plus 7 people run. We'll run that process fairly and openly. And I think Minnesotans, Democrats in particular, will decide. I think Amy's a very formidable candidate, and if she chooses to run, I don't know that other top tier statewide Democrats are going to run.
That's what I'm deeply worried about. That I see, the governor made his announcement that he wasn't going to run again after having a private meeting with Senator Klobuchar the day before, and I just see the machinations happening that happened with Hillary Clinton and with Joe Biden, and it's like these lessons are not being learned of needing to take this to the people, and it feels like there's this queen making that's happening behind the scenes right now, because as I've read in the media and everything I'm hearing about, it's a clear path to victory for her because of the name recognition and the fundraising and all that stuff. And it's just my God, have we not learned the lessons of Zoran Mamdani? And the people who are having success in this world right now are the ones who are having a populist, surge. And we just haven't had a chance to talk about it because, the day after the announcement from the governor, this thing has happened with ICE. But I'm still deeply worried that we are not learning the lessons as a party, that we need to hear from the people. We can't just decide who the person's going to be behind the scenes. Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, Amy Klobuchar is an incredibly popular politician in the state. And I mean, what I would tell you is that if she chooses to run and others decide not to run, it's because people understand that she is one of the top vote getters in the general election of any candidate we've had on the ballot in decades.
You followed the 2020 election, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, it's you were saying the same thing that people said about Joe Biden when he eventually won, and it was this kind of it was people knew exactly what was going to happen, and it did happen, which is that he was too old. He got too old. He didn't have the support to be able to win again, and there was this last minute back out. Do you see the similarity that I'm talking about here?
I don't know that I see the similarity to the 2020 election. I mean, I think that a lot is happening in a very short period of time. Yeah. And I think Amy Klobuchar is going to make her decision. Senator Klobuchar is going to make her decision on her own timeline. And because of how successful she's been representing the state of Minnesota, others are going to make a decision about whether or not they feel like they have something equal or greater to offer than she does. And my job isn't to go out there and recruit as many candidates to run for governor as possible. Yep. My job is to facilitate a process by which grassroots activists in the DFL get to decide who our endorsed candidate is.
My worry as I read about who might be the right person, I see it's Secretary of State Steve Simon, it's Attorney General Keith Ellison, it's Senator Amy Klobuchar, it's Congressman Phillips. These are all people who are...
John O'Sullivan. Yeah, I've seen that list.
I like that.
I've seen that list.
But I worry that the people who are running are the people who have been in power, and the populist outrage right now is against the structures of power. So where is our grassroots candidate coming up from right now? I just don't see the discussion around that.
So in order to run for governor, and if you want to be on the preference ballot at precinct caucuses on February 3rd, you can send me an email, and I'll make sure that you get listed on that ballot, John.
Okay, that's something. This is not my announcement.
talk to your wife about
I
this
would be
first.
such a bad candidate. I would be such a bad candidate. I just like
talk to your
say
wife
what
about
I
it
think
first.
at any given moment.
Wait, well, I mean, isn't that what you're just saying? Like maybe that's what what people want?
No. I'm saying that like the Democratic Party has become a party that is a bit too cozy with institutional money, and there's all of the elected officials in DC who openly trade in the stock market and seem to make themselves wealthier and wealthier. And like I think that there's a lot in common between Mamdani and Trump in terms of they have this unfiltered way of getting a group of people behind you. Now, we can argue about whether that is justified populism or not, and whether they're talking out of their ass or not, but there's a different tenor to the way that Senator Amy Klobochar speaks and that Mayor Mamdani speaks.